new generation of wealth builders.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday market updates. Today is January 26th. It's 9:07 p.m. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Zfix, and I've been trading and investing in the markets for over a decade now. So PSE, US markets, Forex, sunog tayo dun. NFTs, DeFi, stuff in crypto, been there, done that, and still here. And welcome, guys. In this episode, we're going to be doing our usual, which is really taking a look at the markets. Ano yung mga pwede nating gawin? Ano yung pwede nating hindi gawin para makaiwas tayo sa extra sunog? And kung may mga alpha tayo, I'll be sharing that naman with you guys. So, you guys are seeing my screen, right? Nakita niyo yung Bitcoin chart, or baka mamaya yung itsura ko lang nakikita nyo, GG tayo dyan, guys. So, need to know if you guys can see my screen, and would you prefer if I just take out the watch list para mas full screen yung screen natin. Guys, if you guys can see my screen right now, type 1, para lang alam natin na wala tayong mga technical errors. Ayan. Great. So, let's go for the announcements first kasi very important to. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and open my Facebook for now, which hindi, ayan. Okay, so gumagana na. Guys, make sure that you're here in this Facebook group. So, alam kong sobrang nag-reset tayo kasi yung page natin 110,000 followers, and alam ko naka-tune in kayo doon. Unfortunately, we could not recover the page, but we are growing this group page instead. So basically, the group, you can post anonymously if you like. And a lot of announcements actually are here na ginagawa natin. Recent announcements, and I've been asking Jake and the rest of the team na yung mga announcements natin sa page na hindi natin nagagawa sa page ngayon, dito na sa group. So if you can see here, I'm not sure, baka mamaya meron sa inyo dito eligible dito sa mga bags dito sa natin sa merch. So I think may nakita ako dito na may nakita ako dito na na may nanalo ng bag. I think it's si Joffrey yata. Meron siyang eligible. Sinilip ko yung mga UIDs. So if you guys are one of the 10 people na eligible kayo para dun sa OKX bag, guys, free yung bag. You just have to really open a ticket in our Discord. Baka kasi mamaya hindi kayo tumitingin sa mga announcements. So I'm here announcing to you guys na make sure you check out kung if your UID is one of the ones that are here, kasi sayang naman kung baka mamaya panalo pala kayo tapos hindi nyo name, no? Sayang. So, check that out because we're also by next month, we're gonna do this first with OKX. I'm gonna try to talk to the other exchanges, but I'm in good relations with OKX aside from the benefits that they're giving us. So by next month, we will do kind of like semi. Kasi alam ko nagpa-poll ako di ba? Do you remember na nag-poll tayo? Like, what do you guys want? Do you guys want an iPhone, a MacBook Pro? Do you want, other big tickets? Or do you want something like mas maraming, winners? Pwedeng iba't ibang crypto, or pwedeng, let's say, top 3, matataas yung crypto, and then we can extend it to, let's say, the top 10 or to the top 20 para mas maraming panalo, di ba? And so, wanting you guys to be aware that we have these things going on. Teka, I think I should stop my Discord over here kasi sobrang lala nung aking lag. I think my PC is lagging tuloy. Teka lang, guys. Rinig niyo pa rin naman ako, no? Teka. Mukhang ang lala nung kain ng Discord. Aha! Yung Discord, palitan ko yung video. I think the video, I have to, yan, para mawala yung kain. Grabe no, lakas pala kumain itong Discord. Pag naka-on yung video, pati yung Chrome guys. Ang dami po kasing tabs eh. Anyways, ayan, just to make sure kasi medyo nag-freeze ako dito bigla. So, things that you have to be very aware of, guys. All right. By next month, we're gonna be having a trading competition. So this is gonna be under OKX. So if you have opened an account under OKX, under the ZFT partner link, then you're eligible. I think by the time na magkakaroon tayo ng competitions, we had a dry run last year. We joined, as a team or as a community. So ngayon, within the community naman siya. So, exciting stuff's gonna happen. So again, guys, I'm not gonna remind you anymore kasi kung hindi kayo nakabind, later I'll try to find the link, no? If you didn't open an account with another affiliate, tapos hindi nyo lang na-rebind or you haven't joined the community, I'll try to get that link so that you can join the ZFT without, having to delete the account that you have. Kasi it's the prizes that I can give, unfortunately, is only for our community. So that's one of the things that I can do. The least that I can do, in case you don't want to join these competitions and win these prizes, is the rebates. So si OKX kasi yung may pinaka magandang bigay sa atin at the moment. We're getting 20 to 25%. Depending if you're VIP, it can go to 25 to 30% na rebates on your fees. So just a heads up, and also something kasi na hindi ko pwedeng i-post. I think I posted it dun sa Facebook group, but pinapadelete sa akin yung post. Basically, if you reach 100 million trade volume, teka lang, I'll look sa Discord ko anong itsura nun, ha. Andito kasi yung announcement eh. Unfortunately, hindi ko kasi pwedeng i-post pala sa Facebook. Bawal. Kasi baka mainggit. I'm gonna copy the link in case lang. Pero ito guys, Teka. Ito na lang, i-share screen ko na lang dito para kita niyo at saka recorded naman to. So guys, ito yung itsura niyo. Trade to F1 Shanghai ticket. So mechanics, highest trading volume period of January 25. So that's already starting to Feb 25. You just need to have 100 million in trading volume, which I can give you a little bit of tips para maabot yan. But ito yung reward inclusions yan, flights and accommodations. So hindi ko alam kung anong klaseng accommodations pa, parang sinisekreto pa sa akin eh. Pero if I remember correctly, we had a really good accommodation dun sa Taiwan, dun sa OKX na event nila. Date is March 13 to 15. So basically, if you guys wanna extend, usually may mga hacks din tayo dyan. Kasi ibubuk mo lang naman is yung going at saka yung paalis mo, tapos bibigyan ka nila ng budget for that. But basically guys, ito yung pinaka minimum to qualify for the winner. Now, sino dito yung aware when it comes to, mukhang tinuturuan ko yung mga kalokohan. Hindi naman siya kalokohan guys, pero how to game the system with these exchanges. Gusto niyo bang malaman how to game the system as a user, as a power user, as an affiliate? Type yes if you wanna know. Kasi sasabihin ko sa inyo yung a little bit of my secrets. Kasi kung hindi, okay lang din. Ayan. Sige. So guys, ganito lang yan. Pero medyo medyo tricky lang. Farm protocols as well. And how a lot of people, bakit parang laki ng trading volume ng mga iba, tapos ako hindi ako nakakahabol, right? Like, may mga iba't ibang goal kasi yung mga tao, but basically, if you are the type of person that, let's say, dito tayo sa gold. Pwede natin gawin dito eh. So, if you are the type of person that wants to generate volume, make sure that you are in cross, alright? Naka-cross yan. Tapos yung basically margin mode, not margin mode yan. So naka-cross ka, and then you can do times 30, times 50, up to you if you want to do that. Alright? So, syempre, doon tayo sa nagsa-sideways yung move ng market. Hindi tayo dun sa, let's say, malakas yung trend. Like this one, medyo delikado to eh. Pero let's say kung nagsa-sideways siya, especially within the day ng current orders for Bitcoin. So I'm not doing that here. And basically, if you wanna get itong mga volume na malaki, you can just do limit orders and then do a limit order short and a limit order long. So ito yung mga ginagawang kalokohan ng ibang mga KOLs na magde-delta neutral sila na trade. So halimbawa 100,000, right? Or let's say 50,000 na lang. Ganyan. So this is 50,000 na trade volume already in futures. So ilang percent na yan ng 100 million, 'di ba? So anyways, target price super lapit lang dapat. But basically you do a long here, okay? TP dito. And then SL dito. And alright, pwede nating i-market order ng konti. Ganyan. Hindi pa kumagat. Ayan. Wait, there you go. Hindi pa kumakagat. Yan, ito. Yan, okay. So, kumagat na. So, dalawa na yan. Ano natin, no? Yung orders natin. So, 50,100? 5,100. And then, one is, 5,065. So, basically, ganun lang gawin mo. Buy and sell. Tapos, you do something simple. So, basically, parang magka-cancel lang siya. I wouldn't say completely kasi talo ka pa rin dito sa fees. But because may maganda tayong fee structure with OKX, then at least hindi siya ganun kalala. So, check natin wait lang. This is the, 5,100. So, lagay natin dito. If you are the type of person na medyo, halimbawa, nagsa-sideways lang siya, tapos ayaw maglagay ng SL, but I do not recommend that you do it. Pwede nyo rin gawin yun. So, ito yung ginagawa ng mga CoinTech to you na walang cut loss, no? But marami silang capital. So, pwede nilang talagang paikutin. Basically, TP, instead na SL. But again, I don't recommend that you do it. So here, lagay natin dito 5,100, take profit. Alright? And then, dito naman sa stop loss ng short, 5,100 din. Ayan. So, entire position, stop loss, 5,100. There you go. And then, yung take profit natin would be, stop loss, 50, 60. Yan. So, dito, yan. And then here, tama ba? Ito yata yung, tama. Ito pala yung hindi ko nalagyan, silong. Ito. And then, so, some people, they do this, parang, multiple times in a day, hanggang sa maabot nila yung kanilang quota. So, talo ka lang sa trading fee, basta ang gawin nyo is limit order as much as possible. Huwag kayong gumamit ng market kasi mas may parang kumbaga mas malaki yung mababayad ninyo na anong tawag yan, market fees. It will eventually add up, especially if you do this a lot. Parang churn or they call it wash trade, itong ganitong klaseng bagay. So, it takes practice for you to be able to successfully do this or come out with profits. Kasi ito ngayon parang halos break-even lang with fee loss. But if you want to generate that volume, halimbawa, sabihin natin, nagawa mo siya tapos yung binudget nyo is mga 10,000 pesos tapos you were able to generate the volume that you needed. Alright? Magkano naman yung parang i-cover ng exchange? Let's say 50,000 worth or in some cases 70,000 pa nga eh. But because you're getting rebates as well, so may na-offset din sa paggawa mo ng ganitong klaseng strategy. But again, guys, I don't really recommend that you do this. Siguro try nyo pagka nag-experiment kayo. Pero this is how you make volume, by doing wash sales. So, again, I do not recommend that you, unless alam nyo kung paano siya gawin in a bigger scale, go for it. But this is one way that you can hit your targets for exchanges. So, minsan ang ano kasi yung things na hindi ko kasi lahat ma-disclose eh, pero basically if we reach certain trade volumes for certain exchanges, they unlock perks. So kaya tayo nakakabigay ng malaking incentives or nakakapag-giveaways tayo is because we reach a certain amount of trade volume per month. So parang 80% yata ng volume galing sa akin, ganyan, or 90%. And then afterwards, may mga benefits na kaagad na papasok dyan. No, I can't really go into the details kasi baka may masaktan or may kompetensya, mahirap naman. But yeah, this is how we create value for the exchange, value for our community as well. Ayan. And ano pa ba? Nagets naman yung concept. Kung pwede niyo pang gustong mas tighter, pwede naman. Pero yeah, this is one of the ways. Ang pinaka-best na gawin to is gold is one, Bitcoin is another. Although kasi si Bitcoin hindi ko siya pwedeng gawin because I'm doing short sa kanya. So, naka-scaled order. I'm not sure if you guys were here nung nag-MMU tayo. I was explaining scaled orders, how to do it. I'm doing the same thing here. Tapos, making sure lang na I'm using here and not this one kasi baka mamaya pag ito yung ginamit natin, mabibitin at saka hindi ma-hit yung ibang SL nito pag individual siya na i-move. So ito na lang, parang entire position yung gagawin. Anyways, that's it for the wash trade idea. Next thing that I wanted to discuss with you guys is the MME itself. All right, let's go here. So, what's been happening right now with the world? Medyo magulo, no? Pero if you guys are not aware, we have, kasi people have been saying, oh, start na ba ng World War III, World War IV na ba, or something like that. And what people don't understand is that we're already in the middle of a war. It's just economic. It's not like missiles and stuff like that. I mean, that's part of it, no? Pero a huge factor is really economic. And that's just, unfortunately, we are where we are at the moment with the current world powers. So you get to see US fighting with all these other countries, especially with the currency. They're planning to do yung de-dollarization. Hopefully hopefully ma-delay pa, no? Kasi malala kung in our generation makita natin yung full force niya. Pero at the same time, it's gonna be exciting, especially if you have the skill for it naman. At saka if you are prepared for it. If you're not really prepared for it, and you don't have assets, think of your assets as firepower. When these opportunities come and meron kayong cash, yung cash na medyo maayos na pwede yung pangbili dun sa mga opportunities na yun, those are the ones that will help you na make more money. Pero kung wala, make sure that you upskill and make sure that you have good skills that even if nagkaroon ng recession or even if nagkaroon ng financial reset, you'd be able to makapag-ipon ka para if ever may dumating na bagong currency and doon tayo magpe-peg or magbe-base, then you'd still be able to survive and do something about it. So again, make sure na at least meron kayong skill to make money. And second, you need to have the wisdom how to keep your money. Third is wisdom to multiply your money. So sometimes kasi people are just good at making money pero hindi marunong mag-multiply, or sorry, making money pero hindi marunong mag-keep. So if you guys I think there's a really good um YouTube channel to send the links as well. It's about like wealth principles, like Jewish wealth principles. It's pretty interesting how they look at things. But it's very important, no, that we napapalawakin natin yung isip natin, especially when it comes to these things. Now, for those of you who don't know, Jews are one of the best people when it comes to handling money. And some people would say, yeah, it's because God has blessed them. There's a spiritual aspect towards it. But it's not just that. It's also because of their belief and their identity when it comes to money, how they think about it. And so we all have these racist jokes. I'm not sure if you guys have been heard about racist jokes about, like, Jews and money um, and these things. It's pretty hilarious. Some of them. Pero totoo kasi sobrang galing nila. And so there's also may inggit factor, or some people just hate them because they're really good at point we're in. Ganito siya, guys. There's yung mga sayings, like for example, they would say, keep it in the family. Let's keep the wealth in the family. How many of you guys have heard this this saying? Type me. And alam niyo ba kung asan siya galing? Ano ba yung mga origins niya? Alright. So, to give you context, when people say, let's keep it in the family, it means that don't intermix with other, let's say, business people or cultures, kasi baka mamaya hindi kayo same ng vibes or hindi kayo same ng ugali when it comes to certain things. Baka mamaya yung partnership ninyo with another, let's say, culture or with another person, baka mamaya hindi maging maganda dun sa business. And so that's why they would just say, oh, keep it in the family. Magtulungan na lang tayo dito in with a friend of mine whose bosses are Jews, and yung sinasabi niya, and he's a pretty cool guy, he's a pretty racist guy, and sobrang open niya kasi sa ganito, sobrang top employee niya, pero ito yung sinasabi niya, when it comes to business, Jews would usually do business with a fellow Jew and not with another person. Let's say kung kahit gaano ka kagaling na American or Filipino or what, they would rather do business or sell their businesses to other Jews instead of other nationalities. And why? Because they know that they have this same principle, same culture, same parang code of ethics when it comes to money. And so it's to the point wherein, halimbawa, if one family member scams another person, whether it's a Jew or not, that person is gonna be ostracized. Basically, excommunicado ka sa community. You can't borrow, you can't lend, you can't do business with another Jew. So, you might think, oh, bakit ganito? Like, grabe naman yan. And it's not just that person, it's the whole family. Kasi parang yun yung magiging consequence nun eh. And it's pretty insane. Like, sa akin, naisip ko, hala, grabe pala, no? Like, I don't know. It's kind of like they have their own credit system or trust system when it comes to these things, and it's very important to know because we live in the world, right? We have to understand, like, what are these principles when it comes to money? How can we actually do better? And siguro if you have the skill tapos wala kang money, you need to have a good network, right? Or some investors that can help you start up. And sobrang laking leverage nun if ever you have that kind of power. So sometimes kasi marami akong kilala ang killed, and if only there are people that could invest in them or lend them money, sana man lang na utilize or mas napabilis or na fast track yung progress nung tao na yun. Ang dami kong mga ganong klaseng realizations na, oh my gosh, like yung mga pinapamana sa atin ng parents natin na super hirap, na super okay, not just money but syempre, number one, yung wisdom, no? Kasi that's very important eh. Wisdom, culture, principles. These are things that we need to learn fast because you don't want to be having a rude awakening na, yung mundo, yung nagturo sa'yo na wag kang magpautang ng kalahati or ng something that you cannot afford to lose, right? And so, teka, nawawala na ako sa ano ko. Pero may mga experiences pa kayo ganito na I wish ito yung naman ako sa parents ko. Like, let me know in the comments, number one, no? This is something that I want to teach you guys, gratefulness. What is one thing na you're grateful for na naipamana sa inyo ng parents ninyo? Alright? I mean, it could be na, you know, your parents hasn't passed away yet, pero baka mamaya may napamana na pala sa inyo. Right? It could be character, aside from, you know, monetary or material things. Ano yun? Right? So, usually kasi nakukuha natin yung mga traits ng parents natin eh. So, ano yung mga yun? Or if it's a physical asset na sobrang like super ganda ng value niya para sa inyo, ano yung mga bagay na yun? Like, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat. And second is, if, you know, like wala na sila, like for me, I don't have my parents anymore. What are the things that you wish namana nyo sa parents ninyo? Like, pwedeng lupa, pwedeng something else, right? Or baka mamaya hindi nagkaroon ng maayos na transition. hindi na pangalan sa inyo. May mga ganun. So, for business people, one of the things that I always hear na they wish na namana nila sa parents nila is the network. Kasi building network is one of the hardest things that you could do. Kasi kumbaga parang how can trust be, ano no? Parang ang hirap minsan i-earn ng trust eh. Hindi ko alam sa inyo, pero when it comes to borrowing or lending, meron tayong kanya-kanyang system when it comes to that. Hindi ba kayo parang, this person, papautangin ko ba? Meron ba kayo guys dito? Like, I wanna ask, no? Kasi this is something as well na we had a discussion with my wife. I was able to, there were some people na, let's say, walang sakit sa ulo. May one, just for context, sorry medyo magulo na yung pagsasabi ko and I know this is like out of topic from the markets, but I just need to like get it out there kasi it's part of the whole I'm teaching you guys stuff. How many of you guys can count or mabilang ba ninyo how many people na magpapautang sa inyo ng 10K? Aabot ba ng 10? Alright, if aabot ng 10, type 10. Sorry, 10K. Alright, 10K. Kung let's say, alam ninyo na pag nangangailangan kayo ngayon, and then you know several people, and papautangin kayo ng 10K, at least 10 people na papautangin kayo ng 10K. Yan. Another question, how many, like, pasok pa rin ba kayo if, let's say, nangailangan kayo, alright? And now it's 50K. It's not 10K anymore. Right? 50K. You would have 5 people na magpapautang sa inyo. Meron ba kayong ganun? Alright? If meron at pasok, let's say, 5 people that will lend you 50K, type in 50K. It means pasok kayo. Like, you have that. Now, this is a very interesting question kasi most ng nakakausap ko, yung first, the 10K, I would say meron, pero mahirap. But ito, dito sa 50K, halos wala na. Now, here's another question. And I hope meron dito sa group. Pag nangailangan kayo ng 100K, merong isa. Isa lang yung kailangan ko, guys. Isa na magpapautang sa inyo na hindi kayo papahirapan. Like, kung ano nung KYC yung gagawin. As in, kilala kayo. Tapos, sige, papautang ako 100K. Like, alam nyo may pera tong mga to. Kung meron, type 100K. Yan. Meron tayong isa. Meron tayong dalawa. Alright. So, guys, I want you to see the stats here. And this is not to brag, but at the same time, this is also bragging rights. It just means that people can trust you with their money, and there are people that can trust you with their money to the point wherein they would lend you this amount. And so, parang sa akin, meron naman akong maraming but nabibilang lang ng kamay ko kung sino-sino yun. And so it's very important, guys, that you make sure that your reputation is mapapagkatiwalaan kayo ng pera. Sure, you might lose some of, there would be times na you would lose money, but what's important is that your integrity is solid to the point wherein people will still trust you. And very important tong ganito, guys, like I'm saying this as a person who has tried lending, tried borrowing, tried doing all these things. Guys, pag meron kayong mga tao na nagpapahiram sa inyo ng 10K, 50K, 100K, like, don't let them down. Pag sinabi mong, isasahuli ko to by this date, let's say Sunday, huwag nyo nang paabutin ng Sunday. Desire having a better reputation instead of like having a lot of money or isahan yung mga tao, kasi you're gonna reap what you sow. And trust me, it's not good na some people, they think may isahan nila yung tao, maglo-loan ng malaki tapos biglang babay na, mawawala na. They really are not thinking long term. Hindi alam ng mga tao na parang nagre-research din yung ibang tao. Alam nila kung sino yung mapapagkatiwalaan sa hindi. But unfortunately for our culture as Filipinos, we're not really, a smart nation, like generally speaking. But I wouldn't say, or I wouldn't generalize every Filipino is untrustworthy or gullible naman. Like, I'm expecting that, every time we meet or every time we have discussions, at least may matutunan tayo sa isa't isa. And these are things, or have you learned, because it's very important here in the world. Especially kung, let's say, nagkakagulo na dyan, baka mamaya, mahirapan kang, hindi natin alam, may emergency, wala kang access sa pera mo, kailangan mo ng 100K, o diba? So again, if you have these people, you're blessed to have these people. That means you also are doing great yourself, kasi kaya mo. Anyways, sana ba tayo? Yeah, so I'll try to link yung mga channels na nakita ko that's very interesting when it comes to money and when it comes to Jewish culture, when it comes to money. And I'm not saying this na parang, kailangan maging katulad tayo nila, but let's get the best, traits or best parts of things and spit out the bones, yung mga useless stuff. Yun, wag na nating kunin. Pero just the mindset of, the best. Para when it comes to us, ito yung mga to the people around us. Kasi that would be a pretty power move if ever mangyari yun. And one of my goals here in Trading Republic is to have a really good network, a really good community of people that, can have a sort of a trust system na, part ka pala ng TR, part ka pala ng ZFT, solid yung, like, I can trust you, I can deal with you. So, anyways, haba ng intro ko. Let's go with Bitcoin at the moment. Bitcoin right now is at 88,000. So all MAs are already below, anong tawag nito? Are already above, which means we're in bearish territory and hindi maganda yung naging closing natin dito. So the thing is, if you look at the weekly chart as well, ayan parang strong red candle, and then here we are at the 100 MA. Tapos, don't you think, like, to me, this is just me, there's this is a wick. This is the intraday wick being created before magkaroon ng buhusan. So this is how it looks like to me at the moment. And baka mamaya hindi na tayo umabot dito, unfortunately. Now, when we were doing fibs, I was saying na baka mamaya meron tayong chance na umabot tayo ng mga 97 to 103. So yan kasi pagka when you're doing fibs, and then you know, halimbawa ito, no? Yan, fib, high low point, you get to see nag-rest or nag-react si price dito sa may 83K, although lumusot siya, but you can see there's a convergence over here. Now, medyo review na rin to sa mga nag-TI, but as you can see, ito yung naging ano natin, parang basis natin, no? Na parang, oy, baka retest ng fib, and then afterwards babagsak na. Now, if we're gonna do another fib from the top to the current low, you would notice that this is pretty good. Dito exactly tumama yung high natin. So, respected, medyo nakakainis. That's also a convergence ng, what do you call this? Ng MA. So, isipin mo, may convergence tayo with Darvas, ito, this level. And then we have the fib here, the 38 fib, the reverse, and also the MA. So, isipin nyo, Tricon pala to. Ito Tricon din to eh. So, ito Tricon din. And because of that retest, medyo alanganin tuloy yung outlook natin for the market. All MAs have this breakdown recently from this support, which is super important. At saka ito din. And as you can see, this is a really good support sana. Unfortunately, strong close yan for the week. And so this is having me believe or having me look at this whole structure as, nako, magko-consolidate lang tayo. Very, anong tawag nito? Very short consolidation, gagawin lang yung weekly wick, and then afterwards, pwede na tayong bumuhos. So, if you guys were able to see yung post ni Jake, so I'm not sure if you're following dito sa channel, he posted, wait lang, ayun na, Trading Republic, dito tayo. So, he posted here, community home, hold on. Sana ba yun? Si Jake andito eh, pero he posted his insights on Bitcoin. Dito ka ba nag-post? Alam ko nag-post si Jake eh. Baka mamaya. Or baka nandun sa ano lang ni Jake, dito sa Focused Fire Trader. Teka. Ayan. I think, or sa TR ka ba nag-post, Jake? I think sa TR ka yata nag-post eh. Anyways. But nakita ko yun kanina. Yung weekly mo ng mga insights. Or baka hindi lang nag-refresh yung Facebook. But here, ito yung magiging next supports natin, guys eh. Unfortunately, it's going to be the 80K and also this area over here, 75. If we are going to do some fibs, okay, mag-fib lang tayo para super saglit lang din makita natin ano yung mga next na mga possible moves here to here. So after this is going to be the next. So 71 talaga. Around here, 70K. So, handa na ba kayo guys pagka umabot tayo ng 70K? So, Darvas, ito, and then 70K. Excited ba dito? Excited ba kayo guys sa 70K? Ay, nako, ang lala eh, no? Pero, that's the next levels to anticipate. So, dapat hindi tayo surprised if ever dumating tayo dyan. Kasi, dinidiscuss na natin ngayon. So, again, basic MEs lang. MEs, all above, bearish. Pag ito nabasag or pag itong low na to nabasag to, tuloy-tuloy waterfall yan eh. Yan yung pwede nating expect. And if you look at the monthly as well, medyo alanganin din talaga si monthly even if the monthly MEs are here. Nakapatong tayo sa mga convergence, but again, if yan nabasag, baka pwede tayong magkaroon ng waterfall event. So, invalidation, as usual, we need to have an invalidation level. This is going to be our invalidation. Tayo dito para ma-invalidate itong waterfall event natin. Otherwise, this is just gonna be a consolidation at the highs. In this case, consol at the lows. I'm just saying that kasi in PSC context, when we have we call it consolidation at the highs or COPA. Very strong yung magiging price action yan. Especially if ito super tight, super ilang retest na to, tapos biglang malalaglag. And so, this is also because people have been saying na low si Bitcoin hindi na gumalaw, laggard. And why is Bitcoin laggard compared to, let's say, gold, right? Gold, ganda na ng chart, oh. Tapos may gap dito. And lalo na si silver, if you've been looking at silver, grabe, if you've been, alam ko dito si Sir Manny, tsaka yung mga forex guys tayo dito. If you've been looking at silver and gold, that prices don't go in a straight line. So there will always be some corrections. There will always be some anong tawag nito, retracements. And even if that trend is very strong, I would advise prudence because yung mga ganitong klaseng galawan, guys, usually super overheat. Baka mamaya, yan na yung top. So, I don't know like what else is happening in the world. Syempre nagkakagulo. There's a struggle for power in the world at the moment. But if ever they are able to find a way to kick the can further and delay the inevitable, diyan tayo makakita ng mga retracements and baka mamaya yun na pala yung top, no? Tapos mabibili niyo yung top. So guys, please do not FOMO. Sino ba dito yung mga FOMO na sa silver tsaka gold? Ako sobrang FOMO ko guys sa silver kasi wala siyang crypto eh. Si gold meron pero sobrang naiwan din ako ni gold. Nabenta ko siya ng maaga. So hindi natin hindi ko na maximize yung run ni gold ngayon na umabot siya sa 5,000 plus. But guys, I'm here to tell you, wag ma-FOMO kasi baka mamaya you're buying the potential top. So, if ever you'd like to be buying, I would suggest buy on retracement, buy on the 20 MA. Yan, kasi nakikita nyo naman dito, si 20 MA yung current na trail nitong si gold. So, minsan may mga ganito, mga parabolic moves, and then afterwards, ganyan. And then afterwards, consolidate yan. Probably mga 4 to 8 weeks before we see the next leg up or down or kung ano mang consolidation yan. But guys, why I'm bringing this up, it's very interesting din kasi part 2 ito ng kwentuhan sessions na parang have a recap a little bit of yung napag-usapan namin, which is pretty interesting. So I'm not sure if you guys are interested about these histories or Bible stories and history, Roman during the Roman century or Roman occupation or Roman Empire. There was a really great parang entrapment operation by the Pharisees kay Jesus, and this is very widely parang studied, widely quoted. Yung sinabi ng mga Pharisees, is it right for us to pay taxes? Kasi syempre, Jews were under Roman Empire, and if you're a Roman citizen or under Roman rule, you have to pay taxes, right? So Jews, syempre meron silang sariling mundo na parang, bakit tayo, we're Jews, we're different people, we shouldn't be yielding dito sa mga Roman government, diba? So may ganung klaseng tension. And so they were trying to trap Jesus by saying na, dapat hindi na natin kailangan magbigay ng tax. And there was a really interesting sagot na Jesus was saying dun sa sagot na yon, which is pretty mind-blowing. Sinabi niya, wait, before I continue, I want to see your reactions muna. How many of you heard this story or read this in the Bible? Type 1. If you have not, type 2. Like, this is the first time you're hearing about this. Just wanna see. All right. Okay, so very interesting to. And we're gonna go deeper into this. All right, so para tayong nag-Bible study, tas meron tayong mga history lessons. So during that time, all right, again, these Pharisees, they wanted to trap Jesus into saying na, no, as Jews, we don't have to pay taxes. And if Jesus said that publicly, kasi syempre, hindi pwedeng ganun eh. Parang, that's already considered treason and rebellion. And so they always were wanting to look for ways to trap Jesus into saying things, especially since sikat siya and because the Jews were, or the Pharisees, they were really like sobrang inggit dito sa ministry ni Jesus. He was the rock star during that time eh. And so Jesus had a really good answer to that, or rhetoric. Sinabi niya, whose face is in the coin that you're holding? Ganun.
So parang they were looking at the coin and it had Caesar's face on it. So I'm not sure if it was a Roman denari or something like that. I think it's a Roman dinar. And the Pharisees, they said, it's Caesar's face. So ang sagot ni Jesus doon, to Caesar's what is Caesar's, and give to God what belongs to God, which is super mind blowing. Kasi why is it mind blowing? It means that if you are trading, or if you are buying or selling goods and services using Roman government money, that means you have to pay taxes. Diba? Super ganda nung sagot niya eh. But at the same time, hindi niya din negate yun na parang give to God what is God's. Which means in the Bible, there's a verse there that says, we were created in the image of God. So basically, every human being should give to God their lives. So sobrang mind blown lang. Anyways, now let's go to another subtopic or another main topic for this evening regarding this matter. So there were also a lot of passages that you would see in the Bible that says dapat hindi ka maging dishonest when it comes to your scales, right? And ano ba yung naging meaning nun? Is it because, like, for example, nagkilo ka ng isda tapos nilagyan mo ng anong tawag nito? Water. Minsan may mga ganun tayong narinig, di ba? Na parang a piece of meat, they're gonna be injecting some fillers para mas bumigat siya, para mas matimbang. And if they sell it to the market, mas malaki yung magiging profit nun. And it's not just that, actually, that was pertaining to this parang passage in the Bible. Kasi during that time, and here's where the whole system comes into play, or the whole mammon system, or itong economic system na we have currently, it's derived from way back during the Roman Empire. So during the Roman Empire, right, they have two currencies. They have, the first currency is the Roman dinar. The second currency is the temple money, which is ito yung ginagamit ng mga Jews, syempre, to buy their goods and services. So they would have the shekel, basically, yung gold and silver. Yun yung currency nila. So during that time, there were two currencies. Actually, meron pa mga iba-ibang mga currencies, but ito yung dalawang sobrang solid in the Roman Empire. Kasi ang pretty cool is because why they were saying that do not be dishonest with your scales is because if you're using the shekel, or if you're using the Jews money, it's weighed. So yung gold, you have to weigh, or copper, you have to weigh these materials. And the Romans invented yung debasement, which means they figured out a way to get their Roman dinar, alright, yung Roman Empire coin, and then yung purity niya of gold and silver or whatever it is, they would mix all these other metals into it, which created the debasement. So basically, they found a way to print money, right? More money for lesser purity of materials. Are you finding this interesting, guys? Anyways, mas maganda yung pagka-explain sa akin nung nakuha ko to eh. And this is like the second or the third time that I'm actually talking about this. And this system is actually the Fed, right? We might not be in Roman, enslavement or Roman occupation or under Roman Empire, but that system that we are seeing right now, printing money, and what is their basis for printing that? Or saan ba siya naka-base, right? Is it in gold? It's not. So, anyway, pretty deep stuff. I don't have all my facts with me. Ganda sana kung we can go into those yung Jekyll Island and all those the meetings with these bankers who created itong monetary system natin. But basically, what I'm trying to tell you guys is that this Roman empire, what they created was a life wherein you would be enslaved to, this kind of economy, wherein every year there's inflation because the purity of your currency is already being debased, or nagkakaroon tayo ng inflation, right? More money, less purity. And you just have to accept na mahirap na talaga yung mundo, parang ganun. So the people who are printing money, obviously they can just print money. They would just have to accept it. But the people who know that there's debasement happening, that there's inflation happening, na they would hedge by buying gold, by buying silver, by buying real estate, and by doing business, or by tilling the land and getting produce from the land. And so, what am I getting at here? So until magkaroon tayo ng siguro new world order and new world currency, this inflation, this thing that the Romans created, it's gonna keep on making life harder. So when you think that sa tingin mo okay ka na, let's say for 5 years, after 5 years, if the current system is still doing what it's currently doing, your money would have been worst case scenario, we're gonna be having, depende kasi kung asan ka nakatira, no? But worst case scenario, if you live in, let's say, magkaroon ka ng Venezuela, or magkaroon ka ng Iran incident where halos yung government mo niragpul na kayo, and your money is worthless, or worthless, really, these things, they happen. I mean, we see it in the world, right? It's not like because it's not happening here in the Philippines, hindi tayo affected. We are seeing some of it or bits of it. Wala eh, ganun yung sistema natin at the moment. So what do we do? All right, this is not kind of like a talk about not your usual talk about trading or money, but basically what I'm trying to say is that the system is happening. I need you to wake up, and I need you to take this seriously, because if it's not you have to look at it in a generational way, that the next generation, you have to prepare and do so by giving them the right principles when it comes to money, so that they're smart. Even if this system persists, then they would be able to hedge against it by probably buying land or really upskilling and having money discipline, so that you would be able to keep what you earn and not make life hard for yourself and for your family. Did you find that interesting? Baka mamaya I'm just blabbling, tas wala pala kayong nakuha, no? May nakuha ba kayo, guys? Is it interesting? Ganda sana kung meron tayong mga usapan na some of the stuff that I say, wala eh. Some people just accepted na, hindi, ganyan talaga yung buhay. Like, mas mahirap lang siya. Pero, I'm telling you, this is a system that's really, kumbaga, this is the matrix, kumbaga yung sinasabi ng mga tao, no? And you really have to make sure that you find ways so that you don't get trapped into the matrix. Like, I can get into the discussions about why MP2 is a bad idea. Like, why do you think MP2, the interest, wala silang tax? The government doesn't tax MP2. Why? Why do you think the government is allowing, let's say, itong mga sugal, right, ng mga companies to operate in the Philippines? Why? Because number one, if let's say we're talking about MP2 savings, Pag-ibig Fund, you can only get your money at 60, or I mean, you can ideally, kasi yun yung age, di ba, na pwede mo siyang kunin, 60, if not, like, ewan ko. So, yes, mataas yung interest, but the interest is not actually guaranteed. Some people are saying, yeah, there's a track record naman na you're earning 6 to 7% or sometimes higher, right? May sinasabi silang gano'n. But don't you know the inflation rate? So basically, parang ganun din yung nangyari sa pera mo. Ginawa mo lang siyang alkansyahan. And you can't enjoy it until a certain age. So don't you think that's unfair? Some people don't see it like that. Pero I would say, well, if you want to risk it, na let's say you don't know how to make money, you don't know how to preserve or keep or grow your money, then this is your best shot, I guess. Just don't die until 60. So these are things that people should be thinking about. Talking about itong mga what do you call this? Some people are like wondering why the government allows itong mga casino. Of course, yung mga online or yung mga illegal na sinasabi nila is because they're not getting a cut. But what about Pagcor? What about Lotto? Why are they still able to operate here in the Philippines? Because the government gets a huge cut from it. No tax. Tapos kung nanalo ka, let's say that system, no? Pag may nanalo, ang laki pa ng tax na, meron pang tax yun. Hindi talaga yun na pag nanalo ka ng 1 million, you're gonna get a million. No. Matatax pa yung 1 million mo, so you're not actually getting a million. So, mga ganitong mga bagay, no? And so, it's really an oppressive system. And unfortunately, this is the world that we live in. So you gotta make sure that we at least understand the system for you to be able to beat or play the game well. And this is also the reason why we're here in crypto. This is the reason why we're here learning about trading, learning about investments, so that we can have a fighting chance or get out of the matrix or the current system that we're in. And so, yan, lessons for today. Let's get back to charting. So guys, if you find next time magkakaroon pa tayo ng mga iba-ibang mga conversations regarding that. So anyways, gold and also silver, I think that both of them are already in overbought levels. So I don't really recommend para sa mga tao na Bozzy, ano sa tingin mo, gold, silver, China keeps buying. Like to me, I would rather just sit this one out and wait for a retracement. Why? Because number one, if you do that, you would be able to practice your patience na buying on dips and having restraint. And that is something that everybody should have and develop. So kung nafo-FOMO kayo, sige, okay lang yan na maramdaman nyo. But that's also one good way for you to be able to develop your patience and your discipline of not trading something that's high as this one and waiting for an opportunity. And if you know how to short, and if you know how to, risk manage and, short strategically, then it could be a good opportunity for you for that. No? Other things that I have to let you in because I think in X yata, dito yata, yan. Ito guys, so here's one. This is breaking. I'm not sure if you heard the news about Nasdaq or US markets. They're gonna do the 24/7 already na trading, no? Very interesting kasi that means you can trade your favorite US market stocks 24/7 already, which is pretty good. And they're probably not going to create a new parang platform for it. Baka mamaya ang gagawin nila is they're going to be just using itong mga exchanges, itong mga centralized exchanges as the backbone for the tech that will support the 24/7 trading. And so of what we were talking about this Romulan government system and all this stuff, we are getting into a new system of money and it's going to be 24/7. So it's not going to be limited to the usual banking days. And so si Pilipinas, hindi ko alam kung anong magiging plano nila, baka mamaya. But I think, like in the Philippines, siguro, I don't know if you guys may mga connection kayo or something like that. If you see the opportunity, take it. Baka mamaya kayo pala yung magdadala nung technology na i-tokenize yung mga local stocks natin. Ang hindi ko lang nakukuha na sagot from these platforms is paano kung nagkaroon ng stock split or paano kung nagkaroon ng dividends, right? Will the tokenized version also be given dividends? Or pag nag-stock split ba, will I also get, may utang ka pa eh. Pwede kasi mangyaring ganun eh. But anyways, I'm talking to the BDs dito sa mga exchanges, sa mga partners natin, kung sino yung mga gumagawa na nito. From what I understand at the moment, it's lahat na yan nakalinya na magkakaroon ng ganitong klaseng interoperability. So with stocks, expect it na matitrade natin siya with our exchanges. So pretty good and exciting news, no? Kasi iba kasi pagka nag-open ka with, let's say, IBKR, yung traditional way, ito, let's say, kung gusto mong i-liquidate siya, pwede na. And then you can, let's say, over the weekend, gusto mo mag-trade ng Bitcoin or whatever it is, pwede na dun. So that's where the world is headed at the moment. 24/7 na trading. Money never sleeps. Na siya. So, yeah, make sure na you trade with exchanges that give kickbacks. Kasi yun yung gusto natin eh. Mahirap kasi pagka wala. Alam ko yung mga traditional na mga stockbrokers, they don't eh. Lahat talaga sa kanila. Itong crypto lang at saka yung may mga CFDs, ito lang yung nagbibigay ng mga rebates. So at least alam natin to and nakaposition tayo sa mga ganito. Anyways, other things that I have you to see, the usual is I show you guys itong updates on the portfolio. Currently, since I am expecting a breakdown, tinanggal ko na lahat ng trading ko na capital for these core tokens. Ang ginawa ko ngayon, I added 5,000 dito sa mga core investments, which is Hype, ETH, BTC, Sol, and BNB. I put it into the itong first one, itong pinakaunang matatamaan or pinakaunang maliliquidate if ever. And so I just used a bid-ask and then put here, usually it's like 30% to 40% yung distance. May iba 20% na nga lang eh. I think with Hype, dun sa first natin na fib. So lahat yan naka-bid-ask, dito siya nilagay. I am going to be siguro per quarter or every 2 months, probably will be adding 2,500 each for each pool. So if you get to see, let's say, itong si BNB, Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hype, lahat yan tig 225 or 5K. Depende lang sa magiging budget. And so, again, the yields, I collect half of it. The stables, I put it into an account and then hindi ko na siya ginagalaw. I just let it earn interest and then anytime I need it, construct ng bahay, bili ng lupa, that is where I'm gonna be cashing in. And so, I don't know if may mga plano kayong mag-cash, baka mamaya, tapos na pala kayo mag-cash out, no? But for those din na baka mamaya, this is your first time asking how do you cash out, especially big amounts, I suggest go to the P2P channel na meron tayo sa Citizens Chat. Alright, meron tayong P2P doon na channel in Discord. And then look for Jana. There are several people then na I can recommend in case na you're needing to cash out big time. Pero make sure that you diversify. Send it to e-wallets first kasi usually walang pakialam yung e-wallets kung saan nanggaling yung pera mo. And then yung mga traditional banks next. Yan yung pwede ka up to 400k to 500k. May inflow ka of money. Usually it's the first lang na instance na meron kang unusual deposit or withdrawal, saka na kanila tatawagan and ask you like saan ba to galing and stuff like that. After that KYC, if you do it na let's say monthly, then it shouldn't be a problem. So if ever you're gonna be cashing 10 million, you might wanna do it monthly tapos 400k per traditional bank if it's your first time. But if you have a business, pwede nyo rin ipadaan dun sa mga yon. Pwedeng ganun. Alright? 2028 pa naman magiging mahigpit yung government natin when it comes to regulations, when it comes to crypto. So, and we don't even know if by that time na 2028, meron ba tayong competent na mag-i-implement talaga nitong mga laws and regulations, especially when it comes to crypto tax. So that's another topic for another day. I'm not the expert when it comes to this, but hopefully we can invite some people when the time comes na kailangan na natin tong i-address, no? So other places where I put my money. So again, most of this is in USDC. So super light niya. It's really just getting prepared for a dip. And then my stables are in Loopscale. So this is the wallet where I have my stables ready for cash out. So basically, ganito na siya. Malaki na yung amount na nilagay ko to just earn yield. So again, nakatambay lang siya dito. I'm earning points or itong pang airdrop. Hopefully it's gonna do some airdrop. I'm okay kahit na maliit lang yung airdrop. It's okay. What I'm more concerned is the interest that I'm earning daily. So if you can see here, there's an expected daily interest. There's two pools that I'm putting my stables in at the moment. There's the Genesis and there's the Onre. Ano yan? Ito, USDC Onre. So this one has a higher give. But when it comes to points, mas malaki yung nabibigay nitong USDC Genesis. But between the two, itong si Onre, madalas nagli-limit out to or madalas na na hindi ka makapag-deposit dito. They haven't really announced when they're gonna be increasing the cap. So usually kasi pag nag-increase sila dito ng deposit cap, paunahan yan, and then the yield will usually go down. But this is a good yield already. Kasi again, anytime you can withdraw, anytime you can deposit, up to you. It's not like it's locked for 3 months, 6 months, baka mamaya by 3 months, biglang kailangan mo pala yung pera, no? May mga ganong klaseng cases eh. And so, in my case, I just want like the flexibility of being able to withdraw anytime, especially ganitong klaseng amount. So, you can explore that. I can give you my referral link if you guys want some extra points as well. And there are a few things na you can do with points. Like ito, you can verify. I'm not sure if pwede pa siyang gawin. I mean, kung gumagana to, kasi the last time I tried hindi gumagana eh. But you might get some extra points by verifying and doing this. So basically follow Loopscale on X and then verify in the Discord na you're in the Discord, and that's it. You get to have some extra points na baka mamaya mag-translate into airdrop. So don't expect that it's gonna be a big airdrop kasi syempre maraming mga tao dito na matagal na, nauna na, and probably bought some huge points, ganyan. So yeah, this is where I'm putting most of my money. Stables. I'm also put some in Orca. So in Orca, I'm trying out different yield-bearing tokens like itong si Onre and USDC. So hindi siya ganun kalaki na yield per day, but you know, it's still I'm still experimenting on ano yung mga magaganda, and there's still risk on this one. One thing also that I wanted to parang introduce sana sa inyo is there's a project na you get to deposit. I'll try to look for it, but basically you're putting your USDC to into a lending platform, but it's more of real estate. So basically, if you want to invest into, alam mo yung mga businesses where they furnish itong mga units, let's say Airbnb, and then they put it up for listing or they sell it. So may mga ganong klaseng businesses here in crypto, which is pretty interesting kasi may isa akong nakita na pwede kang gumanon. It's locked for, let's say, 3 to 6 months, I guess. But the yield is like 10 to, may isa nakita ko parang 50% ganun yata. Crazy, but it's locked. And then by the time na let's say nag-mature na, then you can withdraw it naman. So you withdraw your principal and your interest at the same time. So yun lang, may risk lang siya kasi syempre you're lending to this business and it's a pretty new platform. Pero may mga ganun na. I'm not sure if it's refinance or something. Yeah, it's REC. Tama, Franco, it's REC. So let's ito. This one. So REC, real estate crypto crowdfunding. So guys, I'm introducing to you products na to kasi pag nag-bear market tayo and you don't know if you don't know how to short, at least meron kayong mga ganitong klaseng anong tawag nito, products. So I haven't tried this pa personally, pero meron ng mga ganito. I'm currently studying it and I'm seeing if this is something that I might want to get into in the future. So you get to see here, for example, ito Plata 6, right? USDC, you deposit USDC, you're gonna get 22% this is meron pa siyang asterisk. So you have to like research ano ba yung mga fine print kasi baka mamaya hindi pala 22%. So yeah, you get to see here may mga fully funded na, all right? You get to see yung FAQs. So basically get your stables to work for you. So hopefully yung dollar okay pa during that time, no? Kasi mahirap naman kung biglang nagdi-dollarization tayo tapos biglang hindi mo na pala ma-withdraw or so just letting you see, no, na there are these kinds of products out there. So governed by smart contracts na siya. Alam ko meron din sa Dubai. They have a system for this which is pretty interesting. You can like if you want to buy real estate condos or if you want to just crowdfund for a business and then you get let's say your money back after 3-6 months ganyan for a good amount or percentage return, then better. So diba, like this is better than MP2 or whatever it is na up at age 60 ka pa makaka-withdraw. Ito at least mga certain let's say 3 months, 6 months, 1 year ganyan. Diba? This is better. And then less paperwork kasi wallet lang kailangan mo eh. Wag mo lang walain yung wallet mo. Yan. So nakita din pala ni Frank yung mga tinitingnan ko na mga projects. So there's this one. Meron pang iba-iba pero next time na lang yun. Alright? So anyways, let's go back to our token. So I'm just introducing what I can what I have discovered. Yung mga pinapakita ko sa inyo where my money is, yeah, it's usually doon lang naman talaga siya. Like itong si Loop Scale at the moment. So again, hindi pa to nag-airdrop. So pwede pa to. Si Jupiter, alam ko magkakaroon tayo ng Jup, airdrop soon. So baka mamaya si Jup we can short this if ever. Kasi that's gonna be people claiming their airdrop and then dumping it kasi mababa na yung presyo. So could be a play. I'm gonna be shorting soon for this one. So I think yun yung pinaka-alpha ko lang this MMU. So abangan itong si Jup Short kasi pwede to eh. At saka si Burb din pala. Burb token is on the 28th if I'm not mistaken. I think Jake posted about it as well. So on the 28th, that Burb token, guys wala na yun. Si Moonbirds, short yun. Pero maingat pa rin dapat Huwag masyadong lakihan yung leverage. Pero once the momentum starts, yan. Magandang shorting opportunity. Look at it like Dude. And also, ano ba yung mga like anime, Dude, yan. Ito yung mga after they got listed, tuloy-tuloy yung waterfall. So, we call it, anong tawag nito? We call it vaporware. Ito yung one of the best kasi tuloy-tuloy talaga 30% tapos after that, bagsak na. And if you are doing grid bots, nako, ibig sabihin passive pa kasi kapag nag-consolidate, you're making pa eh. You're making some good money. So learn these skills, guys. Learn passive so that if your trading doesn't do as well, then you have other products na pwede mong mapaghugutan ng pera. So update sa Hilo. Wala na akong update sa Hilo after I got compromised yung sa isang wallet ko, JMac. I wasn't able to get back to Hilo kasi mataas din yung conversion rate nun eh. Parang I think I had to wait for 1 to 2 weeks bago nag-break even yung yung stables ko with Hilo. Yung stake nila, yung anong tawag nito? Tokens. But if yung nagsimula pa lang sila or last year, pwede pa yun eh. Pero ngayon medyo baka mamaya late ka na. So yun lang yung mga parang extra ingat lang. As much as possible, you want it na wala masyado dun sa mga exotic na stables. Like for me, ano ba yung mga exotic stables? Yung Andre, yan, that's on YC. That's an exotic stable like this one. Itong nasa Orca, di ba? Itong on YC. Pero if you look at it, di ba? It's a yield-bearing stablecoin. Yes, mas valuable na siya kaysa sa the usual USDC. Pero yun lang, baka mamaya kung hindi nila like everybody thought anong exchange ngayon yung kay SBF, they thought that was solid, and there were yung Luna and basta Luna, FTX. These are your reminders na these exotic stables, these exotic products, if itong mga big projects hindi nga nila nagawan ng maayos na nagkaroon sila ng entity, how much more itong mga super exotic, di ba? So baka mamaya konti lang yung nagbabak sa kanila ng mga assets. And so when the bear market hits or when some kind of black swan event happens, expect na magkakaroon talaga ng mga DPEG. So you want to be in those relatively safer ones like USDT and USDC. So dun lang tayo. You wanna risk into itong ONYC or let's say ano ba yung mga yield bearing yung sa high-low na stablecoin yan, basta extra ingat lang. Naalala ko sa last bear market or last cycle, it was DUSD or DeFi, Cake DeFi na stablecoin. Akala ko sobrang ganda kasi from $1 to 1.24. Ganun yung naging difference nila with USD. And then and sa pinakadulo ng project na yun, nag-rug pull pala si DUSD. Ang lala. So crazy lang na may mga ganung nangyayari. And if it happened before, it's gonna happen again now. It's just different lang yung parang nagpalit lang ng anyo, pero it's the same rotten like system inside. So I'm here to tell you na nothing in this world and nothing in the current like system is ever stable. All right. So make sure that you go into the ones na subok na, tried and tested, right? By time, which is number one, your skills, your wisdom. Get those are better than the best commodities, kasi yung commodities pwede mo naman siyang i-earn, especially if you have the ability and the skill for it. So again, wisdom, skills, principles, learn these things more than any trading skills, yung mga multiplication skills, finding out or sniffing out yung mga deals habang early pa. Ito yung mga kailangan yung matutunan. So ayan. Itong mga LPs, guys, I'm introducing it to you guys. Kahit yung mga basic lang, para lang you know that this is a better way. I mean, di ba nag-uusap lang tayo kanina, less than cents pa lang yan. Ngayon, $1.55. So, some people probably trading ONYC and USDC. So, ayan, we're making some passive. So, habang we're doing some things, you're doing the things that you're passionate about, you're earning some yield. You're earning passive. Alright, so other things that I need to bring to your attention, River, this one, sobrang taas na niya. Baka it could be a good shorting opportunity, although nasunog din ako dito kasi grabe, wild. Para din tong beat no? Kapit na to, kutob lang. AXS, congratulations sa mga, nakasabay, who are citizens who were able to see this, and people who were watching yung mga Loom videos na sinend out ko. AXS did pretty well dun sa bots. So, hindi nga lang tayo nakapag-shooty, pero maganda yung naging positioning natin dito. So, that's for AXS. Other tokens probably that you need to be looking into are, Bitcoin, definitely that's going to be, based on our bias, short tayo. Solana as well, I mean, favorite ko to, pero similar to Bitcoin, medyo malala na rin yung structure niya. All MAs above, about to break down soon. Ethereum, this is one of the weakest as well. So super ganda nito na shorting candidate. Kasi it's one of the weakest Unfortunately, hindi siya gumawa ng, it did some all-time high, pero sobrang saglit lang. And then afterwards, namatay na. We have other tokens, but I think yun yung mga basic. Just stick to majors. If you wanna try other tokens na mga mabibilis, pwede din naman, pero extra ingat lang kasi you never know, baka mamaya Hindi siya maging, it's gonna be a wild ride tas biglang mamamatay. Itong si Ensol, we're able to short this one as well. I think in Discord, no, nag-ping tayo na pwede na rin for short. Buti nag-materialize agad. So, Syrup, maybe this could also be this is also a candidate. As you can see here, if we're gonna do fibs, no? Sorry. Like ka rin natin. Super ganda ng retracement niya and all MAs are aligned na naman lahat nasa taas. So baka mamaya another magandang bagsak to. Kasi never pa tong bumagsak eh. Ito, consolidate lang siya and then finally ito. So could be. This could be a good entry point for unexpected na pagbagsak nito. All MAs are above. Other tokens, what else? Yeah, I think that's it. If you guys are seeing itong mga bagong listed na mga tokens in exchanges, whether it's Binance, Bybit, OKX, those could be timingan nyo lang for shorting opportunity. Kasi if you're gonna look at the stats, pag na-list siya sa mga exchanges, highly likely bumabagsak talaga siya. Yung mga recent one, Wet. So I'm not sure, naalala nyo to. Ito yung isa sa mga super hype na launches. After that pump, wala, tuloy-tuloy yung bagsak. We have also, not this one. Yeah, ito din. Itong si Enso. After niya na list, bagsak. We have, where is that? Meron pa akong, itong si Pivers, iba to eh. Ito, inaabangan ko din to eh. Parang si Beat. Nalala ko si Beat. Yan, teka, check natin si Beat. Nasunog din ako dito kay Beat pero nakabawi naman. Ito, sige, let's try with Mexi. Ayan o guys, so tuloy-tuloy yung akyat. Never yan na tuloy-tuloy tapos walang ganitong klaseng malaking bagsak. So pag minafia yan, like this one, expect na mafia din yung pagbagsak pagtapos na sila. So that's why you gotta learn how to short and you gotta learn like to see the structures of itong mga ganitong klaseng moves, no? Bawasan niyo lang yung leverage. So, again, the next candidate is River, this one. Kasi bago na-list sa mga exchanges, tapos biglang may ganito. Rave, isa pa to. After pump, bagsak na. Yan. So, ito, kakalist lang. Itong si Aku. So, hindi ko alam. Baka mamaya fresh pump and then dump. But keep your eyes peeled. Yes, ayan. Sabi ni Aaron. Thank you for posting. So, guys, very extra ingat lang talaga no this season. People are saying kasi na mauuna si gold afterwards, magkakaroon ng rotation after ni gold and commodities na umakyat. Bitcoin na naman, it might not be the case, guys. So please extra careful sa mga information na nasasagap niyo online kasi the narrative is not like, you know, narratives during bear market, those are great, but narratives during exhaustion, like especially uncertainty, kasi baka mamaya binibentahan lang kayo ng hope. And this is mas malala pa to na hope kaysa sa dun sa cigar na hope kasi wala eh, it's gonna cost you a lot in just a span of what, 2 to 3 years pag nagkaroon tayo ng reset. So here I'm gonna be keeping on reminding you guys na ganun. Ang dami ko na rin nasauli sa market for the past year, but up pa rin naman tayo or ako for a good amount and nakapag-cash out na rin. But guys, this is me reminding you, cash out regularly. Even if lost kayo, yes, please cash out something like yields or what, and make sure that you put your money into different protocols, put yourself in different investments or just diversify. I think I posted about this in one of my Facebook posts about diversifying into businesses. Please extra ingat if you want to start your own business. I think, and this is just me, I guess, from my own experience. I don't want to limit you as well. Baka mamaya may gift kayo for it. If you have the gift for business, go ahead, do that. But if you don't have, and you know that baka mamaya magpepetics lang kayo, don't attempt opening businesses that you're hindi kayo prepared, alright? It's better to just look for somebody who's really good at it. Baka mamaya meron kayong kapitbahay or what, or kakilala, or kamag-anak na magaling sa pera, magaling sa business, and they are just looking to expand. That's a better business deal since meron ng common trust, or you can vouch for them, than starting your own business tapos baka mamaya it's gonna fail. Parang trading lang din yan eh. 80% of businesses, they fail. So if you're not for business, just don't do it. Sakit lang ng ulo yung makukuha ninyo and experience. You're good for it. Go. Because who knows, baka mamaya kung pala yung isang magiging super big time, no? At least meron tayong makikilalang isa o dalawa o tatlong super solid na mga business people. So guys, love your jobs, especially the people who have jobs pa ngayon. If you have your jobs yet, please keep love your job muna kasi pagka nag-bear market tayo, baka mamaya GG talaga. Hindi ko alam kasi baka mamaya iiba sa inyo, sawang-sawa na sa trabaho ninyo, tapos nakilala niyo yung trading, you got a really good trade and say, I hate my job na, gusto ko na mag full-time trading. Guys, wala tayo dapat sa ganyan, alright? Good morning ulit. Yeah. Ay nako. So guys, please be wise lang. Be wise. I'm telling you, the times are gonna be hard. So, the times na sobrang ganda, babalik din naman yun. Pero right now, it's going to be tricky times. It's gonna be hard times. I'm giving you a heads up. I'm not selling you, delusion or hopium. I'm telling you, be careful out there because hindi lang scammers yung working hard to get your money, but also the system is out there to get your money. So that's it for tonight's episode. I know I didn't go through a lot of these tokens na nandito, but I wanted to most of the lessons that I want to impart with you guys are principles and things that I need to remind you of kasi baka mamaya you might not yung makalimutan nyo tas biglang madisgrasya kayo, no? Financial decisions na mga masasama, those are the worst kinds. So hopefully you learned something tonight. For the community, we're going to be having a community meetup hopefully by next month. We'll try to do it first or second week of February. Pasensya na hindi natin nagawa this month. Ang daming nangyari. And abangan niyo yung magiging show with Jake. We're gonna revive the Hot Money podcast, and we're gonna be talking something similar that what we're doing right now. Kami yung magiging alay sa mga baka mamaya investment products na hindi niyo pa alam. Ayan, kung ayaw niyo pang mag-risk, kami yung mauna mag-risk para sa inyo. So that's it, guys. Thank you everyone for listening to our Monday Market Updates. Hopefully you learned something today, and see you on the next Monday Market Updates. Bye, guys. I'll send you guys the links in the probably dito na sa chat natin. I'll tag you guys para makita nyo. Bye.